Questions and comments. The honourable member for Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I've been following this debate closely, and there are many things that the minister has said which simply are not so. She talks, for example, about record levels of marijuana use. Now, I have in front of me, this is from Statistics Canada website. This is a comprehensive Canadian addiction survey that looks at drug and alcohol use. Now, in 2004, 14.1% of Canadians reported that they had used cannabis in the last year. In 2008, 11.4%. In 2010, 10.6%. And in 2011, 9.1%. Now, the Conservative approach in government was to emphasize the importance of public health information, working with all aspects of society, including law enforcement, in a way that reflects the real risks associated with marijuana, and yes, in a way that keeps it out of the hands of children, because letting parents with children at home grow marijuana and making it legal for one child to give marijuana to another child, you can't sell it, but you can give it to another child perfectly legally under this legislation. That's not keeping it out of the hands of children. So the minister might disagree on certain points philosophically, but I just want to know if she acknowledges the reality of the data, namely that marijuana use went down significantly during the last 10 years, and if she thinks that's a failure.
The Honourable Minister of Justice.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate the opportunity to stand up because we are a government that bases our actions on science, on evidence, and certainly on data. And the data that we have, the most recent data in 2015, the latest data available, the prevalence of the past year use of cannabis was 1 in 5 Canadians aged 15 to 19 and nearly 1 in 3 aged 20 to 24. The rates of cannabis use in this country, particularly among young people, is among the highest in the world. The status quo simply is not working. We need to, and this is Bill C-45's purpose and intent, is to ensure we put a comprehensive framework in place around the legalization, the strict regulation, and restricting access to young people, a comprehensive regulatory framework like it did with tobacco. We'll ensure we do as much as we can to keep that cannabis out of the hands of kids, while at the same time ensuring that we invest $40 million in the promotion of an educational campaign, public awareness, particularly among young people, about the risks of usage of cannabis. That's what we're committed to doing, working with other jurisdictions. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, point of order. The honourable member for Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And maybe there was a miscommunication. So I just wanted to clarify that what I was talking about was overall population data, which shows a decrease. And I think the minister maybe implied that there was an increase by using data, particularly for teenagers, not population.
I'm afraid that I think we're getting into a debate right now, but I'm sure there will be other opportunities to ask questions or enter the debate a little bit